Hello, Jimmy here. This video we will update the program to use a TextTyper object. However, we must first go over classes and objects as a concept. A class is a template used to create objects. Objects hold within them variables called members. So at their core, objects are collections of variables that are cohesively related to each other. Classes are templates of an object. They're like a cookie cutter. You can use the cookie cutter to make lots of cookies look all the same. The act of making an object is called instantiating a class. So, I'm going to show in the command line how basically the class, and then we'll go into the code and update it so that we can clean up the code a little bit and extract out the functionality for the TextTyper so you can reuse it in other places. Go ahead and go to Python. Open up the repo. So with a class, you go class, and you give it a name. So we call it control. This is about deriving from another class. I'm not going to get into it, but if you leave it empty, it's fine for now. When we get more advanced, we'll talk about deriving classes. Okay, so the next thing we do for a class is we can define So, when a class is instantiated, it calls this a init function, __, init, __. The first parameter is the class itself, called self, and then the other two parameters are passed. These can be anything, calling them X and Y for now, since this is just an example. So now, this one, self.x, self.y. This is the most basic form of the init function. So typically you set members, self.x equals y, what was passed in. This variable is setting self.x. X, whatever this is, set, whatever this is. So that's one thing you can do. Or you can also do other functions here. Let's do add. Return self.x. So what that will do will add the two stored variables together and return them. Nothing fancy. What also you can do is the idea here would be that we wanted to add two objects of class example together for some reason. We would do we want to return a example object. Self.x plus other dot problem. So now we have two examples. So let's say A equals example. And we just do this in here. It requires that we pass two arguments. No, two arguments. A dot add. So this we'll call this function. So the key to understanding what's going on here is when you go A dot add A as this instance. Okay, so let me go back. So this line here is instantiating the example class with these specific arguments and creating the example object here. So if we go A dot X, A dot Y, you can see that those have those values. And then when you go A dot add, what's happening is A is being passed as the first argument. Kind of this is a notation, which means that I believe we can do this. A dot add. Yeah. This A dot add is saying within the example class, call the add function, passing in A as the argument. And then what that does is it takes self.x and self.y and adds them together. And we create another example. B example 5. We're saying A dot add other has B. Create a new object B. So that's 4 plus 2 is 6, and 5 plus 3. That's what we're seeing in these classes. Now I'm going to use this knowledge in our TextTyper program to help out and hopefully clean it up and make it easier to read the functionality. If we have state all over, let's go to here. So what's happening is you have all of this state and kind of blocking the program. So what I want to do is I want to pull all this state into the program and make a class for it. So I want to make a class TextTyper. Want to be able to pass the font, so have it be able to say, I want text to be typed, but I want to use this font. So we want to be able to pass that in. Also want to be able to tell it where on the screen you want it to draw. So that is the character X and the character Y. So, or just where to start to draw. So let's do that. Now we can start self-font font. Font. Okay, we want to pull in these indexes and set up all of these. So, character, nothing, line index, 0, character index, 0. New line, string, so with that in mind, we can go ahead and say TextTyper, and pass in the font 5. We have that. What we can do now is, so what we need to do here is look at what's going on. We need to know how to draw the TextTyper. Then we need to know how to update TextTyper. And those are the methods anyway. A member function is usually called a method on an object. It's also interchangeable with a function. Oh, that's input itself. Now we do draw, so you can add a draw itself. And also do update. So also we need to know the time. Maybe eventually. So knowing how to draw it, this is going to be text. Typer.draw. Out. And then we change all the references. Self.run. One. I guess we can do that. We're changing all of the variable references that were in the main function that we removed into references to these local instance variables. This contains this class. So when we construct this TextTyper object, it will maintain all the state, and we'll be able to run multiple TextTyper objects. I can show you that other times. No, maybe after the I remember. Font, render, store. We can also do color. That would be nice. Font. green. Oh, nothing else. Color. Then change it. So now we could have totally different windows. We could totally different fonts and colors when we render it up. And there's that color. The screen. And yes, so it knows what the screen is. Maybe it's better to call it window or surface. Surface. We're going to draw to surface. Okay, so surface, output, text that we just rendered, those positions. What's the display? How do we control? Draw, then we'll put the display. Basically, we don't want this draw function to put the display. We only want to do it after all possible draws are done, so we don't want them inside the object. We don't want the object responsible for this. So if we had other draws, blah.draw, more.draw, we wouldn't want it to update the display 3 times in each draw. We just want it to do it. That's why I would do that. And then we update. This. And that's how we draw. Okay, and do an update. Update needs to be in here. What's the best way to do this? The way I'm reconstructing things is this C up event change. I need to move this out and move this out, which effectively is going to move this into the loop, which is what I'm considering being a thing. I suppose you hit the return key multiple times. That'll just happen multiple times. It's okay. Alright, that's fine. Alright. go ahead. That's update number. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So now we're going to just update it so they are internal lines. I forget the lines. I forgot the lines. So wait. Yeah. I've been font color. Line. And we'll go down here. Okie dokie. Lines. Correct. Yeah. Now I'm just adding a bunch of cells. And then okay. Okay, and then update should actually have the event attached to it as well. Here. Look. We have we press enter, then we do this stuff. And we can advance the line, we advance the line. So there's a new line to draw, we update the index, the set character index. It's set back to 5. Need to have origin. Should really do some origin. So this is a way to set this equal to this, set them all to the same thing, multiple quality lines. Alrighty, so we will do self.org. Reset back to the left-hand side of the screen, whatever we decided was take that and change the class, 5. And then we want to grab the cursor, look at the cursor index, And if you have a character, go ahead. True. Update. And now we can call the update on TextTyper TextTyper update. And then what the delta time argument is here is how many seconds have passed since the last time we called pop.fit. So it should be a fraction 1/30th of a second, but it may not always be the case. It may be longer or shorter. It may be longer, it shouldn't really be shorter. But yeah, it gives you how long has passed between things. And the reason why it may be longer is your CPU is being shared with multiple programs on your machine. So if a program takes more time than anticipated, and you can't get the processor and the underlying hardware to execute your program, then it could be delayed. And if that's the case, you know. So if we have a key up event, we're going to tell it to update that event. Otherwise, we have these still in here for the quit events. And that's the running response. Okay, that should be it. And we should be able to go ahead and run it and watch it crash with a lot of code changes. Run it. See what happens. Okay. Yeah, I just stuck the text. Okay, so what happened is when I drew, I did not let the text in. You see self on text. Thought I could get away with that. Self on text. That should be untimed object with no hash. Try to do this line, instead of saying text is undefined, it's now defined as none, because we did it here. So text is now defined. So we have to catch this exception has to be attribute error, which was shown on the screen. Command line. Attribute error and untyped object exception. So we're trapping this exception. We're just going to do nothing with it. So that should get rid of the error. Alrighty, go ahead and try it. Let's try getting it's broken. Okay. Let's see what's going on. So we have a new character. It's like we're not updating it all the time. Yeah, duh. Shouldn't be inside there. But you caught that where I did. Good job. Is there only updates? Yeah, we need to update this for every frame. For sure. Okay, let's try this again. Still broken. Do we do an update every frame? No, I only do an update when we have an event. This needs to be pulled completely outside of this event group. Alright. So here we have the event. We need to do so effectively there's two events that we are actually processing. There's a key up event and the return key is hit. That's I want to do this stuff. Otherwise, so, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a dummy event to pass through. Or should we? Let's do the dummy event. I'll pass it through. And that way we can update this where we need to update it based on if we hit enter, but we also need to update it every hit. I'm going to say TextTyper. Alright, actually, I think we should report yeah, right now I'm looking up on the website. I don't have correctly, but I think that. Yeah. Show you guys. So that's the URL that I went to. If you just Google search iGaming event, you should go. So it takes a type and a date. Okay. I believe here on user event. Should be able to do So we can say yeah. Okay. So I use plus 0. And then accept the dictionary. I'm going to put that in the dummy for that. Alright. This should do something. Oh, it's not probably Python. Go here. I'll take the import. Import. Such. Paper. Oh. Okay, so what I did here was I tried to call TextTyper the class. I did not call that. I did not call update. No problem. Fix that easily. Alright. Got a little problem. Interesting. I hit enter too early. There's a bug. I think that was the bug that we introduced yesterday. Alright. So this first part there's a bug here. Let's try to address that. That's probably with the index. Character index 0? No. So that why character index line index looks fine. Be okay. I want to see what lines it has. It should be fine. Yep, the lines are fine. Let's get rid of this thing to print this span. Who would have thought I would have bugs? I changed a bunch of code. Okay. Self dot new character is true. Line is true. There is a new one. Okay, what happens when you update the character? Not a key if there's a key here. Self dot line is fine. Character. I think this is out. Because it is possible that we want to draw something even when there's a new line. Maybe. No, probably not. We'll reset everything to the next line, but it should just go on the next frame and update and draw everything. Stuff character. Whoopsie. I degented this. So this was here, that out. Let's see how that works. Oops, still. But I'm missing the first part. That's really annoying. That's 5 characters. It's really like the index is 5. That is really, really strange. It's starting off like this is 5 instead of 0. Let's see where this gets modified. There. Red. Modify. And it's not possible. Yeah, I want to know. See what that does. Starts at 0, goes up. Here. Oh, show. So it starts at 0 and it goes up. So that's fine. That's what we expected. Problem. it not be advancing? The draw. So we get the character in advanced index, so we should be able to say something. On character. This command is saying on the print the string, this is a special symbol that denotes substitution, and we're going to substitute it with dot format. So it's a function that formats a string with this argument. So the character will be substituted here. So it should print out what character was run. And the index I'm going to put out as well. Self-character. Self-character. So now I know what this is going to be the index plus 1 at this point. So we should see it start at 1. All right. All right. Let's run it. Hey. Drawing character. Drawing character blank index 0. Drawing character index 5. I don't know, I need to align this in there. See what's going on. Do that. Do this to make it happier. Save that. I updated this state to show more values. Okay. Now I can look at the line index and whatnot. Go ahead and run it. The line index 0, character index. Right, so we're advancing a bunch of characters. There's something wrong with this. I think this is ARG. So we had this, so I got rid of that. I may need to consider doing my full desktop to show this stuff. But it is a 4K, so I'm going to make bigger videos. I'll have to think about how to do that. Or how to set that up. Okay, let's go ahead. The repo I think there is something else. Let me save it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on now. Because it should be going index 0, this index. First off, the character should be H. So, like right off the bat, that's already weird. And we have passing the lines, double lines, and variable lines. It's almost like this line index and 0 is referencing something else. Pass them the lines here. Lines at the end. I need index there somehow. Index there. Online. Format self-outline index. Go ahead. Try it. And show the. So the indexer is here. In this line. I'm trying to resolve this index error problem. See what the problem is. Variable. Now it says spam. Okay, so there was no index error until I got to the end of the line. That's correct. Character. Let's just print the self-character. How that goes. So print self-character here. Cool. Try that. draw. So, okay, so the first thing it tries to draw and draw. Then it gets the character H. Just fine. That should set self.newCharacter to true. So we're here. Come back to the top of the loop. We draw. And when we draw, self.newCharacter should be true. And it should be drawing the character. But it is not true. I am not true. This is weird. Bring out the character. Yeah, as you can see, there are times when you need to have some discipline and patience and stubbornness. So new character is true. Okay, that's what I expected. So we come into this draw. And somehow we're not in here. I'm going to copy that one. Part of the draw. Yeah, I here's make this one desktop. I keep forgetting to show you guys my changes. So I added this change here. Back to the repo. Alright. Draw new character true, draws this blank thing, H, new character true, in the draw, huh. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be getting down into here. We should see this. It's only when it gets down to the O that happens. But the H is not getting. Very strange. because it's not getting here. Let's try that. So the idea is we're trying to figure out if the code is getting, if it's getting here at all, if the draw is actually happening. And we are somehow exiting out of this. I want to print out the draw coordinates. So let's do that. From X, Y. So dot character. I want to see what it's drawing. Okay, drawing at 5.5. Is character true? And then we get this character H and character true, but it just skips the E. It's not getting to the draw at all. So for some reason, for a few iterations, we are not getting back to the draw. And let's just update and loop. I believe that's what's doing it. If there is a draw, yeah, it is updating the character. Okay, so here we have to put it done this. I had it before. Try this. Most interesting. So get to the character. We have an H, we have a new character down here. We have an H at this point. It is a new character. We've exited. So we should be here. Be done with this. Then we should go back to the loop and we go to the draw function. As here. And we should be seeing the print for drawing X, Y. sense. Because it finishes this. It's not looping or anything. Or maybe, wait. Let's do inside the loop. Loop block. That's good. Loop block. Perfect. See, it's inside this. Loop block, loop block, loop block, loop block. And advancing the character. Because it's not either this is goodness Anderson. Alive event. Sure. And let's put that in. Let's trim that out. So here's the change. This was an else statement. So now we're going to check if the event type is a tick, which is the event type and sending. That needs to be a tick. Instead of a mouse event, I think what was happening is there was a mouse event that was triggering the else statement here, and it was causing to advance the character without printing. Now that we do a single tick, it should be fine. Let's go back. Try this again. Not defined. Saying it's not defined. You need to define it globally. Here. Like that. Like that. Globally at the top of the file, tick is defined. Now we go back into the command line, we should be able to run it. And it's working. So let's get rid of all those print statements. I'll show you what it looks like to get rid of this garbage. Getting rid of print statements. That is the font stuff. Alright. Give that out. Off of TextTyper. What is going on? OBS is not cooperating with me. There we go. Alright. Well, let's rerun it so you can see it. There we go. And as you can see, it is working. With this change. So let's go ahead and go over how the code now works. We now have the ability to use the TextTyper object, give it some parameters, and then to have it draw itself and update itself. There's these tick and other events. And all of the data that was in the class is now self-contained, and it is not contaminating our functioning. So it is updating all of its internal data here. This is the main reason for creating a class, is to maintain a bunch of state and keep it contained within that object. And since we have a lot of state to manage, this is like a perfect example of how a class can help out your code. So that is it for today. I hope that was enlightening and shows you that even if you have a lot of experience, you can sometimes run into roadblocks, and you just need to power your way through them. So, have a good day.